Reading with your kids.
Hola, ni hao, konnichiwa, assalamu alaikum, shalom, jambo, bienvenidos. Hi, my name is Jedley, and this is the Reading with Your Kids podcast. We're coming to you from the beautiful neighborhood of Reedville in the southwest corner of Boston, Massachusetts. Please be sure to subscribe to the show on the iHeartRadio app, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you find your podcast. Our guests today are coming to us from the United Kingdom. They are Jags Dhillon and Gurdeep Virdee. They are telling us all about Footie Fruits. Before we invite Jags and Gurdeep into the studio, we have something to celebrate. Our brand new Reading with Your Kids certified great read. We are so excited to let you know that When You Lived in My Belly has become my brand new go-to gift for all the new parents in my life. Jody Darter's When You Lived in My Belly is more than a book. It can be the start of a beautiful ongoing conversation between mother and child. In a nutshell, the book tells the story of pregnancy from both the mom and the baby's point of view. It is a perfect book for those times when your little one might ask, where do babies come from? The book offers parents a safe, comfortable, and fun way to answer those questions. Imagine how much your little one would giggle when you read Jody's account of month one. Sometimes I had to go to the potty real quick. And then imagine that same giggling child curling closer to you as you read, I couldn't wait to be your mommy. I really love the illustrations by Karen King and Jody King Kamara. I believe kids will love the colors, and they will be fascinated to see how much they develop each month. And as much as I think young kids will love having this book read to them, I imagine it will be an equally special experience for older kids to reread this as they celebrate birthdays and milestones. And I think that perhaps the most important day to reread When You Lived in My Belly together is on those inevitable difficult days when parent and child cannot see eye to eye. It could provide the most perfect way for families to stop, take a breath, and remember how important they are to each other. Congratulations again to Jody Darter for When You Lived in My Belly, the brand new Reading with Your Kids certified great read. Joining us right now from West London in the United Kingdom, they are a fantastic team putting out a great series of books called Footie Fruits. Please welcome to the show Jags Dhillon and Gurdeep Virdee. Guys, how are you?
Feeling fantastic, Jed. Happy to be on the show.
Thank you for having us here.
All right, that first voice that you heard was the voice of Gurdeep. The second voice was Jags. So, Gurdeep, tell us, this is a collaboration. This is a team putting together Footie Fruits. What's your role? Are you an author, illustrator?
Within the book, I'm a co-author with Jags, and my brother Baldeep is the illustrator alongside, we got two illustrators, two authors. Me and Jags are the illustrators, and my brother Baldeep and my friend VJ Chand are the illustrators.
Okay, so Gurdeep and Jags are the creative minds creating the stories. Jags, how does that work? I've worked with people on podcasts. I've never worked with someone collaborating with somebody on creating a story. How does that go? Do you guys, is it always that your minds are flowing, you're always going in the right direction, or do you kind of veer off some ways and Gurdeep has to go, no, dude, come back this way. You're going too crazy.
Nah, well, ways, Jed. Well, we've been friends for a very, very long time, and we used to play five-a-side football around our local areas and up and down the country in tournaments and stuff. And then, it was about 3 years ago, we just sat down and had an idea of why not write our stories about our tournaments and stuff and our experiences on the football pitch. Because also, as growing up, we never really found any decent children's football book out there, no disrespect to them, nothing that engaged us. So we thought there's a gap there for something. And then we just came up with the ideas and just started collaborating and doing it.
But Jed, elaborating on your point about how do we work together, we come up with different ideas. Most of the time it's the same ideas. We butt heads sometimes, but we all, yeah, but just like any business, but we get through it. And to be honest, Jed, when we work together, between his idea and my idea, we create something even more fantastic by gelling everything together. So it's a weird process. I know. Yeah. But once we got the foundation of our story down, Jeff, when we have to write when we have to write the character dialogues, as long as we know what the character's like, we kind of both think of the same kind of dialogues. So yeah, basically we butt heads sometimes, but we get through it, Jed. We get there in the end.
Now, before we go any further, for all the listeners here in the United States who don't quite understand English, when Jags was referring to the football pitch, he was talking about the soccer field. And,
Yes, that is right, yeah.
and I know that because I played football or soccer when no one here in the United States played, which is probably the only reason I was able to play in high school and college, because the real athletes were playing American football. But this is exciting for me. I would have loved this because, when I was growing up in the 70s, like I said, no one was really playing soccer or football here in the States. And so it would have been great to have a book that I could sit down and kind of relate to.
Yeah, no, 100%, Jed. Do you know what it is? Even if you like soccer or football, whichever way you want to call it, it's one of those books that, like, I've tested out. I'm a primary school teacher by trade. I teach little ones. I teach physical education. I teach sports. And I tested out this book before we released it. And it was for children that didn't even like sport. Even they loved it. If you don't like soccer, even they loved it. Because it's just a unique way of telling a sports story. It's not only about the game. It's about friendship. It's about unity. It's about, to be honest, it's a lot about just entertainment. Just seeing a match unfold within a story, but in a very unique way, Jed. So yeah, you would have loved it when you were growing up. To be honest, Jed, I reckon you would have loved it now. I'm telling you, you would love it now. You know, when people ask me, what age group is this book for? I say 6 to 100.
Well, I'm right in that close to 100 age group, so I'm excited about that. So Jags, take us now. The first episode of Footie Fruits is available. I want to know about this story, but before you tell me that, Jags, why did you folks decide to use episode to describe the first in the series?
Do you want to take this, Jed? Yeah. Because you know what it is, Jed? You know what? We grew up watching a lot of cartoon shows. Mm-hmm. So like X-Men, like Thundercats, Transformers and all this. So we kind of wanted the book to feel like it's an animation show, even though you're reading. So when you write, instead of writing part one, just writing episode one gave it that animation feel. Mm-hmm. Now, when you get a chance to look at the book, or any reader out there that's going to have a chance to look at the book actually feels like you're in a comic book animation environment. So calling it an episode was because of the animation kind of look that we were going for.
Yeah. Well, that makes perfect sense, and you're absolutely right. That episode, that is a term that kids are really familiar with, that people who listen to podcasts are really familiar with, and yeah, so it just makes sense. Jags, so tell us about the story in episode 1.
Well, it's about 5 fruits that play on an island together, and they come up against in the final of the 5-a-day cup against the team that they're playing are called the Meatheads. And now the Meatheads are based on different fruits, and we tried to base the characters around some of the current football players that are playing across Europe right now. So we've got like a character, the captain of the Meatheads is called Hot Dog Bar, which we kind of tried to base around the current Manchester United player called Paul Pogba. And then we've got one of the strikers is called Harry Sugar Kane, which is obviously a sugar cane, which is based on the Tottenham and England striker Harry Kane right now. And it's just about them guys, and the Meatheads are like the biggest, baddest team around at the moment. They haven't lost in 3 years in the competition, and it's just about how the Footie Fruits gel together and come up with a way of trying to beat them and win the 5-a-day cup. Will they or won't they? We don't know. You'll have to read the book to find out.
The Meatheads are bullies, Jed. They're bullies.
Really bad.
Really bad. And even though they're bullies, they still got fans all over the world, and they're the favourites against whoever they play. I mean, they don't even concede anything on the pitch. And the Footie Fruits have just come out of nowhere, and they've reached the final to play them. And the Footie Fruits, well, once you read the book, you'll see how they work together to find a way to compete with the meatheads, let's say.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I love that you call the bully team the meatheads. That's quite appropriate.
Hey, we got an American character in there called Dingus Donut.
Dingus Donut. Oh, it just going along with the European stereotype that we all eat donuts here in the United States.
No, it's nothing like that. To be honest, we eat just as many donuts as you guys do, Jet. But it's just that, I don't know, he just fit right for the American character. I mean, we got characters from all across the world. We got 10 characters in the book that are on the pitch, and every single one of them represent a different country. So we got Melanie Wren from Japan. We got Orangino from Brazil. We got Andy Pirlo from Italy. We got Paulie Pineapple from Jamaica. Yeah. And so even the meatheads. So they're from all across the world, Jet.
Well, that's one of the neat things that I loved. You know, when I was playing soccer, it was like, yeah, there may not be anybody here in the States playing soccer, but there are people all over the world that are playing football. And that to me was really thrilling. And when we would go to tournaments and play teams from Europe and from South America, it made me feel like I was part of this big worldwide community.
Yeah, 100%. You know what? It's a universal language. That's the way we describe football or soccer over here. Even, you know, you can get 11 guys and put them on the same pitch. If each one of them can't speak the same language, it doesn't matter, because soccer is a language in its own. You could just play soccer without even communicating through words, just by body language, just by facial expressions, just by your technique. Football can bring anyone across the world together.
Everyone's moving in the same goal, isn't it?
Yeah, and everyone's moving towards the same direction, no matter where you're from. That's the beauty of soccer, and we have incorporated that in our book. Doesn't matter where you're from, if you work together, you can achieve anything.
Well, that was certainly something that I experienced when I played in college. We literally, it was like the United Nations, our college team. We had guys, a guy from Israel, we had a couple of guys from Italy. Our coach was from Italy. When he got mad, I had no idea what he was talking about. It was wonderful. Now, did you guys have been friends forever. Jags have. Are you fans of the same team? You know, what's your favorite football team?
My one, I've been a long time fan of Manchester United, and but Gurdeep, he's an Arsenal fan. So no, we do. When the 90 minutes are playing and those two teams are playing against each other, we're not friends no more. Don't get me wrong.
French. So French goes out of the window.
Yeah, Manchester United, that's who I support. And VJ Chan, he supports Manchester United, but our other illustrator, Footie Virdee, who's Gurdeep's brother, he supports Arsenal as well. So when it is time for match days, yeah, there is a bit of arguments there that happen and stuff, but hey, that's all part of the game, isn't it?
Yeah, that certainly is. Now, Gurdeep, you're a phys ed teacher for primary grades. That must be a fun job, getting kids, you know, your job is to get kids active and get them to enjoy being physical. How did you get into that?
Well, Jed, when I was growing up, honestly, all I did was play with a ball. I mean, my mum used to take me shopping. I used to take a ball. I used to go to the doctor. I take a ball. I used to go. I'm telling you, go as far as if I used to go to a funeral. I used to take a ball. The ball was my best friend. I totally understood in that world, in the world where a ball is involved. I was completely at home. And so all through my life, I knew I was going to land a job or a career that involved a ball. Mm-hmm. When I grew up, I wasn't quite good enough to make it pro. To be honest, I wasn't trying that hard. But one thing I knew, I had the ability to teach. Passing on my knowledge of what I had learned over the years of playing was just it was fascinating to me. So then when I got to the age where I could decide what I wanted to be, I went headfirst into teaching. That's all I wanted to do. I mean, especially with young minds, with children that don't understand team sports yet, don't even understand the basics of sports yet. To break it down for them and simplify it for them, and make it enjoyable for them. That's the most important thing, Jed. I've seen lots of primary school teachers that make them do laps, they make them do circuits. And when they're 5 years old, they don't need that. First of all, they got to enjoy it. Mm-hmm. If they don't enjoy it, they will never get into sport anyway. Right. So I was always good at that. I could make people enjoy it. I could make children enjoy it. So when I went into primary school teaching, it was like I was born to do it. It was my destiny. Right. So it's the most fun job in the world if you know what you're doing.
That's wonderful. Now, Jags, I'm curious. You know, you're friends, also friends with your illustrators. What was that like when the first time that your illustrators were able to take your ideas and create the images? What was your reaction? Did it make you excited or?
No, it was. It just, to be honest, completely honest, it just fit. The ideas that me and Gurdeep came up with and how we wanted our pages and characters to look. Like me and Balu Virdee, we're the same age, so we've been friends since, well, I would say the age of 9, 10 years old. And our vision was for the book and the way the characters look, he just got it straight away. And it just, like the jigsaw puzzle, the pieces of the puzzle just fit together. And, so he's a brilliant artist, Balu Virdee is, and it's amazing. I've seen his artwork growing up throughout my life, and he just completely got it straight away. And then what the special thing about that was once he done his way of doing his things, then Vijay Chand, he's a graphic designer, that's his day job. And so he had all the skills and everything to put it on the computer and make it come to life and make it look, give it that wow factor, that digitalization of it. And, like Gurdeep was saying before, it was just destiny for him to be a PE teacher. It was just destiny for all four of us to have all the different skill sets and tools to have come together and made this book come to life. And, sometimes, yeah, like you said, in all businesses, you're going to get difference of opinions. But the fact is, we have to sit down and really see what's best for the book and the outcome of that. And so far, we're all looking in the same direction, and we're all going in the same page. So it's just a beautiful thing at the moment.
Yeah, it is a beautiful thing. And we're really excited because you guys are part of the Paper Pages publishing family. We just recently had the founder, Nye Jones, on the show talking about Dressed in Peace. How did you connect with that burgeoning company?
Oh, well, as in, how did we meet, Naisha?
Yeah.
Well, it's a fluke story. It's one of my friends. She was at a restaurant and she bumped into an author and they got talking. And my friend told her that, oh, I know a couple of friends that have written a book and they're looking for a publisher. So my friend got a number for Naisha and we called her up, sent her a copy of our book, and she absolutely loved it. And that's it. And from then we're here where we are right now.
That's wonderful. Wonderful. I love it when friends come together. I'm excited about this. Now, you said that the plans are to create 10 episodes in the Footie Fruits series. Am I right about that?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. And are there dreams? You said that you created the book, and it feels like kids, when they're reading the book, are part of an animated series and that they're in a cartoon. Are there hopes to take this and to create an animated series with it?
We want to take it as far as it can go, Jeff. If we want to make it an animation show, we want it to go. We want Disney to pick it up, man. We want to make feature-length movies of it if possible. I mean, we don't want to we don't have a ceiling on our dreams. Well, I mean, you can aim if you aim for the sky, you might just reach the clouds, or if you aim for the stars, as they say, you might just reach the sky, right? So, yeah, we want Footie Fruits everywhere. As much animation, movies, as many books as we can release. Footie Fruits T-shirts, Footie Fruits soccer kits, Footie Fruits football pencil cases, Footie Fruits whatever. we want this, as we said, because it's an international kind of book. Mm-hmm. Any child from any country can relate to it. Yeah. So we want it to reach as far as wide as the corners of the earth as possible, Jed.
That's wonderful. And that is that, we're talking in these days here in the States, but I know around the world where it's such a unique time in history. There's civil unrest and protests. We're dealing with the pandemic. But one thing remains, and that's football. And maybe football is that thing that reminds us all that no matter, it doesn't matter economics, it doesn't matter illness, it doesn't matter political affiliations. We are all part of one beautiful human race. We all love football, and maybe this is the thing that's going to bring us together.
That's 100%, Jeff. Not only football, whatever sport you like. If you got a team sport, whether it's soccer, whether it's American football, whether it's basketball, that can all make you feel like you're part of a unit, and humanity is still beautiful. No matter where you're from, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, guys, tell us, where can we connect with you, find out more about Footie Fruits online?
Well, buddy, we've got a Facebook account. Everything is at Footie Fruits. So we've got Facebook, we've got TikTok. My video went viral on TikTok, Jed. So I made a football video of me doing a fun trick, so it went viral. Footie Fruits at TikTok, Instagram at Footie Fruits, YouTube Footie Fruits, Twitter Footie Fruits. Everything is called Footie Fruits. It's as simple as that.
We're in the process of making our website. That's just under construction at the moment, so just bear with us on that. But at the moment, just all the social media ads, we're on everywhere. We're on all of them. You can just follow out. A lot of our content is on Facebook and Instagram. Those are the best places to go for us at the moment.
At the moment, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok are the best places to find us, Jed.
Awesome. Hey, as you were talking about, pencil kits and soccer kits and all that kind of stuff, I can envision a Footie Fruit cereal. Kids having their
100%. And inside the cereal box is a Footie Fruits toy, right?
There you go. Hey, guys, I've had such a great time speaking to the authors of Footie Fruits, Jags Dhillon and Gurdeep Virdee. Guys, thanks so much for being part of the show.
No problem.
Thank you so much for having us. And
sorry, Jed, last thing, our book is available on Amazon, so you can order it from anywhere around the world.
Awesome. Check it out on Amazon. It's Footie Fruits. Thanks, guys.
No problem. Jed. Bye.
Please be sure to join us for the next edition of the Reading with Your Kids podcast. Our guest will be Mark Gunning. Mark will be coming back to the show to celebrate his latest children's book. If you are the author of a fantastic children's book, you may be intrigued by the Reading with Your Kids Certified Great Read program. We let you know at the beginning of the program that Jody Darter, her book, When You Lived in My Belly, is our latest Reading with Your Kids Certified Great Read. Interest in this program is absolutely going through the roof. I think there's a lot of reasons for it. Authors are telling me that it gives them added confidence when they are approaching a bookstore to carry their books. Authors are also telling me that now that school visits and library visits and book signings are all but disappeared, there really is very little opportunities to help their books stand out from the crowd of books that are published every single month. The Reading with Your Kids Certified Great Read program lets families, lets the folks buying books for kids know that your book is worthy of their attention and their consideration. You can find out more about this really helpful program by going to our website, readingwithyourkids.com, clicking on the Author Services button at the top of the page. Right now, it is time to thank the people who made today's show so very wonderful. We want to thank our guests, Jags Dhillon and Gurdeep Virdee. Also want to thank my incredible team, starting with my producer, Fatima Khan. Also want to thank my awesome author ambassador, Peggy Cotto. I want to thank my beautiful wife for all the support she gives me. I want to thank Augie the doggy. He has my back here in the studio providing security. But most of all, I want to thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. And as always, thank you so very much for taking the time to make the world a better place by reading with your kids. I'll be looking for you in the next edition of the Reading with Your Kids podcast.